The Avengers Infinity War trailer looks amazing. I cannot wait for that movie. Everyone cannot wait for that movie. Hey, Wales, I missed some too. Let's watch them. Trying to see if I can get the right volume. That's just my phone.
Star Wars video games come in almost every genre. First-person shooters, 2D platformers, 3D platformers, first-person shooters mixed with 3D platforming, action-adventure, racing, flight simulators, even vehicular combat. However, one genre seems to be almost non-existent: fighting games. It's a no-brainer. Star Wars has such a huge cast of characters, they can make an awesome fighting game like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. So where are they? Well, I found a few. Some games featured fighting modes as a bonus. On the Wii, there was Star Wars Lightsaber Battles, which was a one-on-one fighter, but that came out in 2008, which was much later than the fighting game craze. Yoda and Darth Vader were also playable characters in Soul Calibur, which makes no sense. But we're talking real fighters. Why didn't Star Wars do that? The answer is they did. And they fucked it up. Star Wars Master of Tetris Crazy? Tetris Cassay? Why not just call it Star Wars Tournament Fighter? It worked for Ninja Turtles and Full House. That was a good one. So the game starts in usual Star Wars fashion with the text crawling in space. Wait, a Master of Terras Kasai? I thought the game was called Masters of Terras Kasai. Not even the game can say its own title. After the stunning defeat and the loss of the Death Star handed to the Galactic Empire, the Emperor demands drastic measures for a swift retribution against the Rebel Alliance. The Emperor calls upon the services of a mysterious young woman, Arden Lin, wise in the ways of an ancient and almost forgotten fighting art known as Terras Kasai. Okay, so what is Terras Kasai? It's got to be one of those expanded universe type of things. So, what do we do when we need to look up something in Star Wars? The Star Wars Encyclopedia.
What?
Jizz? A popular style of freeform wailing music? Jizz. Yeah, there is jizz in this book. Huh.
What?
Jizz Wailer? A musician who plays a fast, contemporary, and upbeat style of music. Jizz Wailer. It's in Star Wars. Anyway, Terras Kasai, a form of hand-to-hand combat roughly translated into steel hands that is taught in the Picanth Reach. So, let me get this straight. The Death Star blows up and the Emperor's backup plan is to replace a space station with enough firepower to destroy a planet with someone who can fight with their bare hands. Sorry, steel hands, which is basically the same idea as Tekken, which means Iron Fist in Japan. Alright, I guess I'll pick Arden Lin since she's the only one I know who's a master of Terras Kasai. Alright, get ready to eat my fist! What? I thought this was gonna be hand-to-hand combat! What's this bantha shit? Luke has his lightsaber, Han has a gun, Leia has a stick thing. They all have fucking weapons, except Arden Lin! I don't get it. What's the point of wanting to be a master of steel fists if everyone's just gonna use blasters and shit? It makes no sense. Also, how are half of these people supposed to go up against a lightsaber? Oh, never mind. The lightsabers in this game are useless. They're more like light batons. They don't cut through shit. Could you imagine if lightsabers were this ineffective in the movies? Picture Chewbacca running around the Death Star, and then he bumps into Darth Vader. Vader ignites his lightsaber and goes for the killing blow, but then it bounces off him like a wiffle ball bat. So long, Vader. Let's see if the ancient fighting style of Terras Kasai can help me. Let's try some of these moves. We'll start with the Terras Kasai chain starter. Forward, forward, circle, triangle, square, triangle. What the fuck? It's not working! You gotta be shitting me. The odds of pulling off a special move are 3,720 to 1, but the computer will do it every single time. Fuck this, I'm trying a new character. Okay, we have the usual cast of characters here. Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie. There's even a Gamorrean guard named Thok. That's a stupid name. Oh, look, a Tuscan Raider. Wonder what this guy's name is. Whore? Whore? Really? Whore? Suddenly names like Jar Jar Binks and Plo Koon sound awesome. Fucking whore. I can come up with a better character. How about an Ithorian with a chainsaw named Fox? What more can I say about this game? It's awful. The premise is dumb, the controls are slow and rarely work, the characters aren't balanced at all, some are way stronger than others. Half the time I win because my enemy accidentally rolls off the stage. I swear, I get more victories with ring outs than I do anything else. I can see why Star Wars doesn't bother with fighting games. Their first outing was an embarrassment. The combo system barely works, and if you really try at it, you get the Kasai kicked out of your ass. I still think the idea of a Star Wars fighting game could have been great, but too bad they were just jerking off. Masters of Terrace Kasai, more like masturbators of Terrace Kasai. So, after a lot of button mashing, luck, and hatred for myself, I get to the final boss, Darth Vader. And let me tell you, this motherfucker makes Shang Tsung and M. Bison look like pussies. His moves are overpowered and he just fucks you up. Oh, but we can't end this way. I gotta win. To beat Darth Vader, I have to take some extreme measures. I have to go back to the past. How do you like that shit, Anakin? Die! Die! I know that's cheap, but so is this Masters of Terrace Kasai game. You know, it can't get any worse than that. Oh, a package from Disney and Lucasfilm. A special edition? What did they change? They pointlessly shoved characters from later movies into the game. Now you can play as Kylo Ren and BB-8. They made changes to the locations, too. Now, when you play on Tatooine, the ring is surrounded by banthas. On Hoth, a Wampa takes up the whole screen and roars while you're trying to fight. Remember fighting in the Rancor pit? Well, now, half the screen is cut off so you can see the Max Rebo band playing in the palace. Huh, that's weird. I'm trying to play as Han Solo, but it isn't letting me do any attacks. Oh, I get it. Now when you play as Han, you can only defend yourself after getting hit first. Now, every explosion in the game has an added shockwave. Before, when you unlocked the Stormtrooper, he was just called Stormtrooper. Now, he has a full name, Davin Felth. They changed Boba Fett's voice to the actor who played Jango Fett. And at last, when Darth Vader falls out the ring, he makes a sound. Yeah, well, if they actually made that game, it would be better than the real version. The real version, it's so bad, it tainted the legacy of LucasArts, and it tainted my soul! What? Why is it just bouncing off?
Huh. I knew all that was fake. Now here's the Christmas special one.
The worst he recalls, he's gonna find out which one sucked the most balls. The angry video game nerd is here. Oh, he's making a list and checking it twice. He's gonna go home and eat chicken and rice. The angry video game nerd is here. He hates the games that stink. He knows what games to break. He just might even hate them all, 'cause he's mad for fucking sake. You better watch out, don't give these games a try. You better not play him, he's telling you why. The angry video game nerd is here.
Well, Santa left me this present here, but I don't want to play it, whatever it might be, because all these shitty brains have rotted my game.
Ho, ho, ho! Don't you mean the shitty games have rotted your brain?
Oh, hey Santa.
Ho, 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 nerd! Your brain has rotted away, but I'm here to save the day. As you will see, I have the help you need.
Oh, help? How?
Open the present, nerd. I believe it will be the solution to all your problems.
If it's a severed head, I'm gonna be very upset.
Come on, nerd. I'm only trying to help.
It's, what the hell is it?
That right there is LightSpan Adventures.
What?
LightSpan Adventures. Long, long ago in the late 90s, LightSpan Adventures was made for the Sony PlayStation. It was distributed to schools as a valuable edutainment tool. It branches together the worlds of knowledge with the world of electronic entertainment. You see, nerd, by playing these educational games, you'll repair your brain.
Oh yeah, Santa, thanks. That makes a lot of sense. Use shitty games to fix my brain that's been fucked up by shitty games, you piece of shit!
You know what? You can just fuck right off, you cocksucker motherfucker!
Dang.
Oh, okay. Alright, let's see what kind of shit you packed in here. Alright. Oh, okay. Huh. A PlayStation.
I didn't even know they make those kind of games for Sony PlayStation back in the day. I didn't even know about Lightspan Adventures until now. Although I do own a Sony PlayStation. Yeah, I do own that one that he's holding in his hand. But I don't know these games. But maybe I'll find out right now.
Oh, okay. A school textbook?
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, nerd!
Alright, let's look this over. A 50-pound box of discs, a workbook.
Yeah, looks like you're gonna need a new controller because if you see that controller right there, the one that's on the pencil case, pencil ziplock, the port where you plug it into the system looks a bit bent, so I think you need a new one.
A PlayStation with a bunch of fucking wires. Oh, great. Oh, thanks. An RF adapter, too. Oh, what a tease this is. Imagine getting a free PlayStation from your school, but all you get with it is a bunch of edutainment games. It's like getting to go to an awesome water park for free, but all the water slides are piss slides. Oh my gosh, look at this shit. These are only some of the games they made. Lightspan put out more games on the PlayStation than most major game companies. Alright, so I guess I'll just pick something and pop it in. Alright, K9.5 Live in Airedale. It's a game about a bunch of Disney reject dog characters in a lame-ass band. Clicking on the pictures gives you a little info about each character, but trust me, you don't want it. They're annoying as fuck.
My real name is James Harrison Richards III, but all my friends just call me Rip. I play lead guitar. My guitar, I call it Rover. It's pretty good.
Oh my gosh, I'd rather have a big hairy cow thing take a wet, runny poopy in my hearing hole. Ugh, I gotta fix my brain. So you're on your way to play a show in what looks like the most unsafe blimp ever. Seriously, look at this shit. You're in giant dog bowls attached by ropes to balloons, and it doesn't look like anyone's even controlling it. So then a tornado comes out of nowhere, and all your instruments get scattered around the area, and you gotta use your word learning to find them. It's basically moving quizzes, like an animated test. In this one, you have to jump on the vines that have nouns or adjectives on them. You see, everyone, a noun is a person, place, or thing, such as shit, ass, or hell. An adjective describes something like shitty, assy, or helly. Match the right one and you go forward. Fuck up and you fall. It doesn't matter, though. You just start back where you were. This is pretty simple. I think I'm actually learning something here. Okay, now for the adjectives. Wait, what? So I'm supposed to pick which one is the adjective. Sun, 5, or face. I guess the only one it could be is 5, but... So 5 is the adjective. They could have come up with a better example. I mean, look it up in the dictionary. The number 5 is usually a noun, but when you say there's 5 of something, that makes it an adjective. It's kind of confusing. Way to be an asshole with your trick questions. They could have come up with a better adjective, like fluffy. This time I'm going to challenge myself. I want to learn. So let's go with level 2, canyon. Here you have to use the correct form of the verb to fill in a sentence and get little rock balls. You see, a verb is an action word, like shove, as in, I'd rather shove a dragon fruit into my hole than play this game. After completing all the sentences, you get to play the world's slowest game of Arkanoid. This is helly, assy, and shitty. Oh, and good luck getting that last one. It takes forever.
Oh, that's great.
After you win, you find a bass guitar made out of human remains. Did he get it by dueling Satan in a rock-off challenge? He got that bass from Satan, and I got this game from Santa. Makes you think. So, of course, K9.5 sucks doggy dick.
Let's get swinging.
Alright, let's try Kazmania. I really gotta say, if there's one thing LightSpan was good at, it was creating the ugliest characters possible. Kaz is a slug girl with a weird inflated head. She must have had part of her brain cut out because her skull's lopsided. Okay, and look at all the friends. I mean, look at them. They look like a bunch of infectious diseases under a microscope. I mean, they're all mismatched and completely unappealing. I mean, I despise them. Their visage brings severe displeasure and mental anguish. I have to admit, these games seem to be helping. I've noticed an increase in mental acuity as well as a more educated lexicon. Maybe I'm getting more smarter and lesser dumber. So this one's a shitty first-person shooter, an SFPS. You run around with some of the most unresponsive controls in history. You lob blue balls at shit plunger pogo robots. You shoot these kiosks, which makes you answer boring questions. I hate this. I end up just blind guessing. This isn't what learning is supposed to be. This isn't teaching me anything. All I'm doing is half-assing it to get it over with. You add another half-ass, you get a whole ass, which is the opposite of asshole. And from that asshole, you get a whole shit. And speaking of half-ass, that's what this game is. It came out in '97, the same year as Final Fantasy VII, Symphony of the Night, and Abe's Odyssey.
I'd rather be playing those 3 games than that.
This game is boring as fuck. The graphics are ugly as shit. The music is like
Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to do something, but we're back. So, when I said I would rather play those 3 games, I would rather be playing Final Fantasy VII, Abe's Odyssey, and whatever that 3rd game was. But I'd rather be playing those 3 instead of the game he's playing, because that game is just, yeah, it tries to be like Doom and Wolfenstein but fails. I'd rather be playing Doom and Wolfenstein 2.
your ear holes fucked repeatedly by a flaming demon dildo. You see, I just shared 3 similes with you. That's a literary device using like or as to draw a comparison between 2 things. These LightSpan games feature some of the worst visuals I've ever seen. You don't believe me? Check out any of the games featuring PK, another nightmarish misfit mascot of LightSpan. Out of every character in these games, PK is by far the scariest thing. In every game he's featured in, he's the only 3D character. These supporting characters are lame, but not too bad. Then PK comes in to fuel your nightmares and traumatize you. Why'd they hand draw every other character but make him 3D? He looks like a store-brand Toucan Sam that murders children in his spare time. The funniest thing about him is the steady decrease in quality of his animation throughout all the games. In the beginning, it looks like someone tried to spend time working on him, but then they start caring less and less. Here, he's just inserted into a castle and repeats the same few frames of animation. In this game, he's just a still picture with a voiceover and moving eyes. Even the people who created this AVGN atrocity didn't feel like working on him. Why put him in so many games if the main focus is on these weird side characters anyway? I know I ask this a lot, but what were they thinking? Every game is the same. Answer some questions, watch a shitty cartoon, answer some questions, watch a shitty cartoon, answer some questions, watch a shitty cartoons. I'm putting a stop to this endless shit cycle. While these games may be the electronic manifestation of bovine and canine fecal matter, I am, however, noticing favorable increases in my linguistic skills. I think it's now time to improve my arithmetic. Shit, piss, fuck. Monkey cheese, shit, pickle. Let's learn some motherfucking math. On the move. So
Oh no, not math. I hate math. You know I am good at it now, but math sucks.
first weird thing about this game
And I feel like they're gonna mess this one up too.
is what happens when you click these music notes. The video plays showing you these fake arcade games. There's Alligator Farm, which is like shitty Donkey Kong. Yeah, you ever play that one? Shitty Donkey Kong. Smack and Slap 'em? Maybe it's the sequel to Beat 'em and Eat 'em. And then there's prehistoric driving. It looks worse than Desert Bus. You're driving on a white background while the same dinosaur flips out over and over again. Why even have them? They're not even playable games. You know when I say a game is unplayable? Well, these ones you actually can't play. Get ready for Math on the Move. It's the worst in the LightSpan catalog. Choose a category and then either lesson or practice. This game really ups the laziness because it isn't even a fucking game. It's just videos starring the dorkiest geeks of the entire 90s. Hope you enjoy your game. Look at how geeky they are. I mean, look how they're dressed. It's not all cool like me. This game looks like the 90s got food poisoning and then hurled into a toilet and then shat in it and then forgot to flush. There's nothing like a bunch of goofy assholes telling you how to add numbers together as they pretend a spazzing dinosaur's there.
Oh, hi.
And why do they feature a dinosaur anyway? It makes no sense. Imagine coming home from school and having to actually play this shit for homework. Wow, could you imagine the conversation on the bus ride to school Monday morning? Some kid's talking about some awesome dinosaur game, Dino Crisis, that he rented from Blockbuster. And then the other kid's like, oh yeah, I played a dinosaur game too. Oh yeah, like what? Like Jurassic Park? No. Primal Rage? No. Oh yeah, you must mean Turok. No, not that. Well, what game was it? Math on the Move? And then everyone laughs at you, including the bus driver. Practice mode is just as pointless. You sit and watch math problems, and they give you the answer.
57.
What's this teaching me? That my patience is running thin? This is something that could have been a VHS tape, not a PlayStation game. Oh my god, it's so bad. The PlayStation's soiled. It's unclean. It's broken. I don't even want it in my house anymore. Yeah, I know. The amount of PlayStation consoles may seem superfluous, but you'd be astonished at how many times I've had to cleanse my dwelling of begrimed and impure consoles tainted by shitty games. Buckle up, fuckaroos! I know I said Math on the Move was the worst, but this is the best of the worst. Calamity something. Calamity the Natural World. It starts off as any shitfest would, with those muddy full-motion cinematics, indicative of electronic anal fudge. Calamity Jane gets a weird time machine from none other than Jules Verne, because why the hell not? Jules Verne really phoned it in on this one. He's supposed to be French, but sometimes he sounds German, I guess. I don't know. It's just all these conflicting accents going on.
Now keep trying until you win. Don't give up. Vive le jeu.
Parallel to these events, two kids in the future are getting ready for a baseball game at Calamity Jane Middle School when, you guessed it, they're transported into the past and have to help the real Calamity Jane. So basically, it's a shitty version of Bill and Ted. Yeah. And Calamity Jane, according to common history knowledge, she was an illiterate alcoholic prostitute. Really great role model you dug up there, LightSpan.
You ready for another kind of ride?
So the kids need to help Calamity get the time machine up and running again. You know, they need to get back to the future so they can get back to their baseball game.
It's really her. Calamity Jane.
Cool. We've been transported to the past.
Cool! Are you crazy? We've got the playoffs in an hour.
Their baseball game is in an hour. But from what I understand, they're in the 1800s right now. So I think they have plenty of fucking time. Oh, fuck it. I'm not going to argue the logistics of this heap of pachyderm piss and shit. So to get the time machine running again, you gotta fix it, right? No, of course not. You have to read articles and answer questions. Imagine if that worked in real life. Like, oh, my car broke down. Here, that fixed the engine.
Here. That fixed the tire. Here. That filled the gas. Beep, beep. Let's go.
So anyway, the gameplay is as boring as the rest. Read shit, answer shit. It's as simple as that. Oh, and Jules Verne is just as bored as us.
Go back or quit.
And for the love of fuck and all that is assy and shitty, look at that wall of text. Oh, this is teaching me a lot. This is teaching me how to scroll down. I mean, who's gonna read any of this? I'd rather have Captain Nemo pilot the Nautilus directly into my jejunum. That's the portion of the small intestine between the ileum and the duodenum. In layman's terms, pretty far up my fucking asshole. Confound this repugnant discharge to the inferno of the future state of the wicked. For I am the exasperated electronic amusement connoisseur. And to everyone, everywhere, enjoy your winter solstice holidays.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh god. Alright. Oh man, that was so damn. That was so funny. Oh god. Alright guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy Super Bowl. Hope you have a good Super Bowl like I did. Bye.